All right, welcome back. I am Matt. I'm with Victor as always. We are from the In Nothing We Trust podcast. We're doing something a little bit different here today. We're going to be doing what we call In Nothing We Trust Goes to the Movies, or in this case, a mini series. We're going to go ahead and be watching Band of Brothers. And today is, in fact, Memorial Day. Thank you all, if you are watching, for being with us. I want to take just a moment to acknowledge all the young men and women who have died protecting this country, either foreign or domestic. We were discussing prior that Happy Memorial Day is a bullshit moniker that really shouldn't be said, frankly. We should all look at Memorial Day as a very sad day. We shouldn't be consumed by the happiness of being off of work by it. I mean, I understand, but it's basically we've turned it into Christmas, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean a whole lot. People just kind of, yeah, we get off of work and, Saving Private Ryan's on NBC.
So maybe we could take a moment today to stop and think about it while we're barbecuing or drinking beers and just think about the sacrifice that has allowed you to be barbecuing and drinking beers and you know gave you a day off work. I mean,
Yeah.
at the very least, if you don't do either of those things.
Yeah, I mean, even
um
if you're sitting on your ass at home because you're getting paid to be there today, understand that men and women have died for that privilege. So, by all means, that's why I'm a-okay. Exercise at barbecue, take your family to the park, go see a movie, spend money, move the economy. That's what being an American is, isn't it? Like, yeah, we have these
yeah,
freedoms because men and women have laid their lives down. So by all means, take advantage of it, but understand the groundwork that went into you being able to do what you're doing today. Now, with that said,
yes,
I haven't watched this since it first came out. And my initial thoughts, I remember kind of being like it's elongated Saving Private Ryan. I fucking love it. Which is, I mean, it is the biggest comparison I can give. With that being, the only big difference is like, well, not even a big difference because Saving Private Ryan was full of like new actors that became big actors. Like Vin Diesel was in there, Paul Giamatti was in Saving Private Ryan, like, and I mean, David Schwimmer's in fucking Band of Brothers. So it's like, there is
yeah.
something to be said by both projects. I mean, there's a lot of guys in this show that you see and you're like, holy fuck, that guy was in it? I forgot about that. I'm hoping that's what I'm going to get a lot of. What about you? When was the last time you watched it?
Yeah. Same as you. I think I was actually remember I was a kid and my grandpa always did this thing where he bootlegged everything. Like he had cable and stuff, but he would this is days before TiVo. I would venture. I think this is 2001,
Was it like the
2002 this
VHS?
came
He would
out.
just record everything?
Yeah, he would just record everything and then like so he had like Band of Brothers 1 and 2 and then like the next VHS was like 3 and 4.
There
And
was
like I remember
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I just remember watching those and like yeah, same as you. It's Saving Private Ryan from what I remember. I mean, just elongated, and it was a fun watch and a good watch. And I think I remember specifically before he was the Tonight Show, um, anchor. Jimmy Fallon is in an episode, and I think he was still on SNL at the time.
Was it, he also, didn't he have, oh no, that's the other one. Still, probably, I think I remember that being a thing. Of like,
He
Jimmy
he did it.
Fallon was in an episode, oh my.
Yeah, he was like driving. He's driving a jeep,
No
and like
spoilers, you bitch.
sorry, and then but he well, we'll get there when we get there, but he's using like a real campy like 40s like accent too, I think.
I mean,
Like
I'm not gonna lie. In one of these episodes, I'm gonna be using it too. That's just, it is what it is. It's
yeah.
fun. Can't wait to get back to see my dame. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
like
marry
he
that
said something
girl.
like that. It's like,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
I'm gonna go to Fenway Park,
Nobody
catch a game, and get a dog with my lady. That sort of thing.
it's exactly what he does, and it's like nobody else in this show is talking like that. Like it's
No,
just
everybody
him.
else just talks like men, but Jimmy Fallon's
Yeah.
like, can't wait to get back to New York. It's like, all right, calm
I
down.
just drive this Jeep for the
Yeah.
captain.
Calm down, Captain America. Relax. All right. Well, like we said, we're going to be doing all 10 episodes of the mini series, I believe is what is considered.
Yeah.
With the plan, I believe eventually we do like Pacific and other stuff, military movies, and kind of branch out from there. Whatever the fuck we want to do,
Just
frankly.
movies, whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
Um,
them.
Fuck them. I don't know if that's like, that probably shouldn't be the motto of the first episode of the show. Like, it probably shouldn't be like, you don't like it?
It'll age
Go fuck
nicely like a
yourself.
fine wine.
Yeah, or milk.
Well,
It's either going to age like wine or milk. Those are the only two options. All right.
well, it is a podcast, so and YouTube lets you put shit on there no matter what. So
Video podcast.
fuck them.
Fuck them. All right, let's get started. We're going to go jump on into the first episode of Band of Brothers Season 1, Episode 1, Currahee. Here we go.
Yes.
Well, our country was attacked. It's a different. It wasn't like Korea or Vietnam. We was attacked. And, it was a feeling that maybe we just dumb country people, but where I come from, but a lot of us volunteered.
All right.
All right. Continue. Your thought? Do you have one?
Sorry. I was writing down the shit. Interesting to see the difference in a generation. Just right there, we're only through the interviews with guys that were there, and to say like, I don't care, like I'll kill, I'll do whatever, because my country's calling on me, is a thing.
Well, it's
everybody
fucking
knows
balls
it's a
of
thing now,
steel,
but-
isn't it? Like the fact that these guys are small country dudes that have really nothing but farming and rural life that they know, and it's like, where do you want to volunteer? Hey, you want to jump out of a fucking plane?
Came from a small town, and 3 fellows in that town were 4F committed suicide because they couldn't go at different time.
I did things. I didn't do them for medals. I didn't do them for accolades. I did them because it's what had to be done.
Well, look at the craziness of that. The one dude who says that only volunteered because it was double the money.
Guy says, well, you jump out of airplanes. You got all your Army equipment, and you jump out of airplanes to fight the enemy. They said, go to hell. Nobody put up their hands. And then I don't know what it was brought it up, but the guy giving the speech was saying, but you get paid $50 a month more. So that made it $100.
At first,
Well-
he didn't raise his hand. Then somebody said it's double the money, and he said, "Okay, I'll do it."
Well, then he said 4 dudes from his town, separate times, killed themselves because they couldn't go in.
Yeah,
Like the amount, not only the amount, the men of that era being made of pure fucking steel. Like even just your random man back then was just made of fucking steel. And
right. And then you have the.
and then the patriotism and the nationalism of, I mean, it literally for these men, it was no, Hitler's got to go, bruh, and they fucking jumped out of planes and went to go kill him.
And it was the other guy says, like, we were attacked this time. This isn't Korea. This isn't Vietnam. Or you could stretch it further. I think this is pre Iraq and Afghanistan.
Well,
But
I would
you
say even the first year of that
Afghanistan?
false war, I'll put it.
Yeah,
All of America was behind it. The first year,
Afghanistan.
the first year of when we invaded
Yeah.
Operation Iraqi Freedom, I think was what it was, wasn't it?
No, it was. I don't know what that one was. Iraq was the one they had a hard time selling, and
Well, the problem. Well, okay. So what? What was the official? I'm just going to call it Operation False Flag then, because it was under the pretense of
Oh,
weapons
yeah.
of mass destructions being found.
yeah, Iraq was weapons of mass destruction. Or Afghanistan was that they were the Taliban was harboring Al Qaeda.
Which when
And-
I don't want
yeah,
to go into
yeah.
too deeply, but we all know they were in Pakistan at that time.
Yeah. So anyway,
but
yeah, it's
but
just
even
interesting.
but hold on,
We didn't
but
have to
my
bring
whole
that up.
but my whole point was the year after post 9/11, every American was war rah rah
Yeah,
because we were attacked. It goes to the point of like it was a different story. Like, and to be fair, I mean, frankly, we stayed the fuck out of it until we got attacked.
yeah.
Like
39 to 41, we did nothing.
we were kind of assholes about it, where we were like, "That's your problem, Europe." And then it's like the Japanese attack us, and that perhaps was Hitler's biggest downfall, was the Japanese attacking us like they did, because then it was like, it's almost like Jordan is sitting on the sidelines and like Hitler's playing basketball, Mussolini's there, you know, you have all the leaders from Europe, and they're getting their ass whooped, and just Japan, the Japanese player just keeps talking shit to Jordan. He's just like you're not good. You're all talk, bitch. Oh, big bad Michael Jordan. And then we came in and slam dunked. I mean, what can I say?
Yeah.
All
To
right,
win the game, I guess.
let's.
But yeah,
I knew we wouldn't. I knew we wouldn't get past the first 2 minutes, because these type scenes honestly will fuck with me a bit, especially like when they do like towards the end and they start like tearing up and crying, and it's like, once again, these men are made of steel, and it hits them that hard.
Yeah. All right, continue. I'm good.
Okay, all good. All right, let's
Yeah.
go ahead and start watching now. All right, hold up. So, is the military still heavily religious like it was back then, or is that just like a sign of the times?
Actually, you know what? A dude I know that was in Iraq and Afghanistan prays before every meal, whether you do or not. Like, he just does it himself.
Like I wonder, like I've never been in the military, and I know you haven't, so I don't know like
Yeah.
the ins of military culture. It's just the new generations have been further and further away from quote unquote traditional values, including religion. So it's just like I have no idea what to make of. Because I mean, I'm watching this, and I know you've seen the same thing as I am. Crosses and shit are being handed out. You've got guys praying beforehand. Like, it seems like the good majority of people, if they weren't some form of Christianity, Catholicism was Judaism. Like, a lot of them were religious. I mean, even, you know, Saving Private Ryan shows that as well.
Yeah, I think one dude in this, isn't he the Saving Private Ryan as well? I think I saw him in here.
Probably.
I might not.
The one guy. Well, the one guy is a British actor who played Capone in Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah. But I think I don't know when. I mean, I never asked him, but my friend that was in Iraq and Afghanistan now prays before every meal. I don't know if he. I don't think he got that at home because I've met his mom.
I mean, and you can't blame these guys for looking into a higher power for hoping to protect them. I mean, I will say, I think in this case, though, much more of these people were, good old boys, heavy religious families. I mean, look at all the Italians that you had go to fight who were heavily Catholic, and
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, you keep bringing up small town boys, but I was also gonna bring up the Irish and the Italian.
Well, shit.
Being heavily Catholic.
One of the reasons the Italian mob was so rough is because post World War II, it was a lot of goddamn vets. The reason why they used some rankings and tweaked them to their own were because a lot of the fucking, guys were part of units in World War II.
Institutionalized, I would say.
You think it was more institutionalized unless they were in the war?
Well, institutionalized in the same sense as like somebody that goes to prison. The same idea.
Well,
like,
I mean, there isn't.
What we do at 9 a.m. And the army is like that too. This is what we do at night during peacetime. Like, this is what we do at 9 a.m. Like, this is just what we do.
I guess you could definitely make the argument that being in the military is the same thing as being in prison, except you don't get the breakdown and rebuilding in prison. You're kind of just there to fend for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, the military is going to treat you like shit while you're in basic, but then you're a soldier. There's a certain pristine that you get, which rightfully so. I think, I mean, I don't know. I know a few vets, and it's, even if they didn't hate their time in the service, it's very much like, I didn't get much out of it. I know a few people who, like the VA is the constant joke.
Yeah.
And I think on today's like today, it's very important for us to talk about how our country treats our military members in past, present, future. Even if it is Memorial Day, we're talking, essentially paying homage to the fallen, but still.
I mean, it's probably more of a conversation for our other podcast.
Yeah, I think
But-
the next episode will
because-
be, in lieu of Memorial Day, we'll be discussing a lot of this sort of stuff and first responders and shit like that as well. By the way, check out Nothing We Trust on Spotify, coming to YouTube soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just think. Well, I was gonna branch off into we spent $40 billion in Ukraine, and can't
Oh yeah,
spend it on
no,
our
save that.
and then so we'll save that. So that's why I have nothing to say.
Okay.
Um,
You ready to jump right back in, or what?
No. Yeah, my main point is I don't know. Like I said, my friend that does that, I don't know. I don't know if he got that like in the military because he was in the army and artillery.
So basically, you pick up religion like you do pick up smoking when you go in the military.
So I don't know if he picked it up. He did pick up smoking and dipping in the military too. But I don't know if he picked up the religion just in boot camp or it took him being in Afghanistan and Iraq and having a bad time, and that made him find religion. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I've never asked him, and I'm not going to. So
Well, nothing like atrocities and evil to
yeah,
make you believe in something good, huh?
But I'm thinking the bigger thing here is that these are all either small town boys that are Christian, and then Italians and Irish dudes that are staunchly Catholic, and that's their thing.
Yeah, also you did have a lot of, because of what Hitler was doing to the Jews, you did have a lot of Jewish men sign up to fight as basically a fuck you, let's kill this guy. Which, once again, balls of steel in that era. Like, there's a lot of things I disagree with the quote-unquote greatest generation, whereas the kids call them boomers. I mean, how fucking balls of steel. Man, woman, children, everything back then. Alright, let's get...
Can't see how you people can pass up $80,000 for the cause.
For whose cause? If you're so interested in serving a cause, why don't you join the army?
These guys give two fucks about this movie.
Yeah, I was gonna stop it too and fucking tell you, like you can see that they're just rather get it over with. Like,
Well, I mean, you're literally, they were supposed to go and it got delayed, and they're ready for war. Like, a lot of these guys are fresh out of boot camp, ready to go, and it's just like, you're sitting with your grease paint on watching a fucking picture film. It's like, ugh.
they can't shower every day. They're probably rationing water.
Probably.
They're probably sitting there like, what the fuck? Now I got all this shit on me.
Yeah.
I'm wearing all this gear. The other thing I was gonna bring up when you see them like suiting up, this has never been done before. I don't think on a large scale. Paratroopers. That like all of this is like semi-experimental. They've been testing it, but
Well, I mean,
Like
you know what's crazy is, like, literally theme park rides were created out of what the airborne precedents they made. My father, remember Riverview, that used to be essentially where Lane Tech and Clark Park and everything are. That at one point he said had a parachute, which literally would take you up and it would just disconnect the parachute and you would parachute down, and it was like 100 and something feet up. So it's like that I mean, yeah, I mean, what, 1942, 1943, the idea of, let alone riding in a plane, these boys have never done, let alone jumping out of one and going to fight the Nazis.
yeah, with I mean, it's just a fucking carabiner they put on a fucking string that pulls their chute.
Yeah,
and you're trusting
then,
all that.
And then I'm sure it'll go into it, but there was a lot of mishaps with that as far as on drops with our airborne fellas here. You good?
Yeah.
5 o'clock in New York. 4 o'clock in Chicago. Happy hour, huh? Yeah.
All right, I got some.
Couple of drinks.
Just go into it from now on.
Dinner before the theater.
All right. I think it's funny that Rod Livingston is playing his character from Office Space.
He's still on fuck it mode.
Yeah, like pretty much exactly. Like,
We have Damian Lewis, who's basically he's clearly nervous. He's got a very pessimistic, yeah, if I make it out of here, like that's sort of like we'll see what happens,
Yeah.
buddy. Like Chicago, sure. And Ron Livingston's basically
yeah,
like. I also want to point out that like not everybody was going to an early dinner and a show. There was a lot of dudes in wife beaters beating their wives. Like I like how the idolized pictures, like
Yeah.
maybe a movie, you know, after an early dinner for happy hour, like it was all peaches and candy, and
then
like
I'll beat the shit out of my wife.
yeah, then I'll go home and drunkenly slap my wife. Like that was the fucking reality in a lot of cases, especially post-war, fellas. All right, you good?
All right, now,
Oh.
yeah. Now we're going to Tampico, Georgia.
Well, I think you're a couple seconds ahead of me. I'm right at the tail end of this
Okay.
discussion.
Rusty bayonet, Liebgott. You want to kill Germans?
Yes, sir.
Not with this. I wouldn't take this rusty piece of shit to war, and I will not take you to war in your condition. Now, thanks to these men and their infractions, every man in the company who had a weekend pass has lost it.
Wouldn't you want a rusty bayonet to kill a German?
I mean, like the problem with this is it's clearly somebody who's never fought, right? Like this is somebody who's gotten to power via not fighting.
Yeah, he wishes he would. It's just funny. Like, even if the German kills you, you might give him tetanus.
Well, it's also like yeah, you're right. Like he's not gonna survive that infection, especially sitting in a fucking bunk hole.
Yeah,
So
sitting in a
I mean,
piss and shit filled fucking hole.
I mean, also like I didn't really even see any rust on that blade. Like,
Oh, I mean-
so to me, like, couldn't have been that rusty. He's also literally picking off one little string from sewing the patch into the uniform.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
you know, and then he literally just cancels everybody's fucking weekend pass, and it's like, it's reminiscent of Private Pile, but it's this guy's the dick. He's the problem. It's got nothing to do
Yeah.
with any of the men.
for sure.
All
All right,
right,
that was all.
you good?
Yeah.
Did you jump right back in there?
Now, Lieutenant, pour him. Who is this? Christensen! Why is there no water in your canteen? You drank from your canteen, didn't you? Lieutenant Winters!
Yes, sir.
Was this man ordered to not drink from his canteen during the Friday night march?
He was, sir.
Private Christensen, you have disobeyed a direct order. You will fill your canteen and repeat all 12
You're muted.
miles of the march immediately.
All right, sorry.
Go ahead.
Fuck him.
Dude, what a piece of shit.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
Like, what's the point? Like, you're literally, like, you're not instilling discipline, you're just punishing these men.
Yep. You're not doing anything nice.
You know, he tells
Not
them...
doing, not that he has to be nice. I mean, you're just, at that point, like, you're just being a piece of shit.
Yeah, you're just beating the shit out of him. I mean, he tells them, you know, I want 6 men with their infractions, and he says, well, what infractions? He goes, find them? Like, what kind of shit is that?
I want the names of 6 men. Their infractions and your disciplinary recommendations on my desk by 0130. Is that clear?
What infractions, sir?
Find some.
Yeah, like, before that, like, I'm like, I get it. He's trying to harden them. Where, you know...
I can understand the, like, especially considering he is doing the run with them.
Yeah.
So I can kind of understand that. You do need to be, I mean, they needed to be conditioned. But, you know, coming back and the guy drank some water, therefore he's got to do another 12 miles with no water? Like, how does that help that man?
It doesn't. It just demoralizes. It doesn't build that.
Yeah.
It doesn't build anything. It
No,
just makes him think you're a dick.
Yeah, you're just being a fucking piece of shit. You're in fact making sure your men never trust you.
Yep.
Essentially. All right, let's get right back in it.
Over the team! Bob, get to the wall! Jesus, what the hell is this? That's big, that boy.
I broke up. So, the
Go on.
dude screaming, what is this? And he goes, that's pig butts. Go pig guts, boy. Just keeps fucking crawling.
It's pretty
That
realistic.
shows you how different these dudes were.
Yeah.
Like, from each other, not from us, just from each other.
Yeah,
No,
I mean, well, it
just-
showed you that, and this would be if this is 2 years prior. This is pre-draft, correct?
Mm,
When did
that's
the
what it would
draft
seem
start
like, but
for it?
you know what? I'm not 100% sure.
We'll look into that.
We were attacked in 40 and we retaliated in 41, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
June 6th, 41 would be D-Day.
Did it say the date of the beginning of this? I don't remember.
I think it's at June 5th, one day before D-Day.
Okay, so 2
The
years
jump was
prior.
canceled. Yeah.
I don't know.
That'd be 39. No, maybe we were attacked in 39.
I believe it was 39.
We
but-
we didn't engage Japan. We engaged Europe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Europe. Hitler was the bigger threat, so we went for the heart and stuff. I mean, we did.
Yeah.
We did go. I mean, we nuked Japan.
Well,
Let's be fucking real.
There's a conspiracy theory there where we let Japan attack us to allow us to enter the war effort.
You know what?
Because-
That sounds like something for Nothing We Trust.
Yes, because American sentiment was we're not getting involved in another world war.
Yeah. Which, I mean, can you blame that consensus?
No.
It's like, well, it's Europe's problem right now. We separated from them, didn't we? All right.
Yeah. So
Let's see. Where are we at? You ready to jump back in this bitch?
I think a special meal before their afternoon off would be a welcome change of pace. Would you agree?
Yes, sir.
I like spaghetti.
Orders changed! Get up! Lectures are canceled! Easy Company is running up Currahee! Move! Move! 3 miles up, 3 miles down. Hi-yo, Silver!
All right. So, what point is he trying to make here? Because as I just showed, he said, "Let's do a special meal. How does spaghetti sound?" And I didn't remember it, but in my mind, I'm going, "He's gonna fuck these guys over, make them run." What point is he trying to prove with Winters?
yeah, I don't know. It's an absolute. First of all, go back to dressing them down in front of everybody, and then taking them outside and promoting them. That was an absolute piece of shit move.
Well, I mean, you could tell that, like, when he's told to give him the promotion, he's got that, like, oh, fucking this ass. Gonna ruin my promotion, Dave, because he's getting one.
Yeah. So, I
mean,
I don't know
these are the
the
type of dudes that in the Vietnam era, the soldiers shot them.
or themselves.
Or, well, yeah,
Private
if they didn't, well, no, but I mean, like, we'll look at, like, Platoon. Where Tom Berenger, when you get to that element where your men can't trust you and you're in wartime, that's how you get a bullet in the back. Accidental friendly fire.
Most definitely. Dude's a giant piece of shit. I don't.
Yeah, a little fucking baby who's on a power hungry power trip. How dare anybody else be successful?
We never land upon our feet, we always hit our ass. Aye, Christ almighty, who the hell are we? Zim, zam, goddamn, we're one infantry. We fall upon the risers, we fall upon the grass. We never land upon our feet, we always hit our ass. Aye, Christ almighty, who...
All right, so was that look on his face a look of like, I've built these soldiers up. They're now, you know what I mean? Like the camaraderie is real type thing, or was that a look of like, oh shit, I haven't destroyed these guys enough? Like, was he proud or was he pissed off that their spirit still exists?
It looks to me like he's pissed off.
Yeah, I don't know. And this is basically going to wrap up most of the Schwimmer stuff, but it's important to understand how big of a piece of shit he is, because he does come back later on.
Yes, and not great for him.
No.
Later. Spoiler alert. But
yeah, we'll get into that when time comes, though.
it just seems like yeah, he's mad that he hasn't broken him.
Yeah, he's definitely got that look on, like, you know, and realistically, he's kind of inadvertently doing exactly what he needs to by making their spirit bigger than ever, but it's focused into hating him.
Yeah, and so I guess he is doing a good job. I mean, so
Yeah, technically,
I don't know.
he's like inadvertently he's doing it, but they're going to be for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? It's not because, like, yes, it's because they're there to be a soldier, but at the same token, it's like, fuck this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's failing up.
Yeah. All right.
What he's doing.
Yeah, oddly enough. Let's jump back in. Could you imagine being the cameraman filming that?
No, I couldn't. I have no desire to jump out of an airplane.
I saw behind the scenes for the one Tom Cruise Mission Impossible, and it's literally filmed where they skydive and the cameramen jump out with them. Like, that's ballsy right there too, to strap a camera to you and jump out of a fucking plane.
Yeah, I couldn't fucking imagine.
No,
I can't imagine just jumping out of an airplane. Fuck
yeah, let's start with that baseline, and then it's like, what are we filming today, Bob? Oh, you're jumping out of a fucking plane, by the way.
Yeah, we're gonna shoot your boots and then just the sky.
Yeah, we're just gonna see a bunch of fucking chaos. All right, let's jump back in.
We're in the wrong position.
We're taxable position for ambush, sir. I think we should sit tight. Let the enemy team come into our killing zone.
They're right out there somewhere. Let's just get them.
Sir, we have perfect cover here.
Lieutenant, deploy your troops.
Captain, you've just been killed, along with 95% of your company. Your outfit?
Did he use a gun to point at them?
Who? A Schwimmer?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that whole scene clearly shows that he has no clue what the fuck he's doing.
No, yeah, that's what they're showing you. But like, I think he used a pistol to point at three dudes.
Probably. I didn't. It wasn't even. I mean, yeah, he had it in his hand. I mean, the problem.
You want to go back and look at it?
Sure, I guess. It's not that big of a detail, frankly. Let me look.
I think it is.
You.
He did, in fact.
Lieutenant.
You use a 1911 to point at three dudes.
Yeah. I mean, it's just what you're seeing here is two things. You're seeing he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, and then you're also seeing the distrust amongst the men for him.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, once again, you're talking going into war. That's a big fucking issue to have. Not only he doesn't know what he's doing, but nobody trusts the guy.
Yeah, you have winners telling him like, "Hey, we have perfect cover here. Why are we moving?"
Why are and even in everybody, you get your men out there, and literally everybody, what are we doing? You know, it's like that shit leads to death. I.e., you just died in the war games.
Yeah.
Let's go right back in.
You gotta admit it. He's got no chance. Either the crowds will get him, or one of us.
Who, Sobel?
He screwed up one maneuver.
I'm always fumbling with grenades. It'd be easy if one went off by accident,
Right there. Right there. They're literally joking about, I'm careless with my grenades.
Yeah.
Right there. You're literally not even fighting yet, and you've got groups of your men joking about accidentally, quote unquote, fragging you because you're useless.
Yep.
Bad news.
Yeah, it's not good.
All right, let's get back into it.
My brother's in North Africa. He says it's hot.
Really? It's hot in Africa?
Shut up. Point is, it don't matter where we go. Once we get into combat, the only person you can trust is yourself and the fella next to you.
Hey, long as he's a paratrooper.
Oh, yeah? What if that paratrooper turns out to be Sobel?
If I'm next to Sobel in combat, I'm moving on down the line. Hook up with some other...
Wait, so What is? I'm a little confused because maybe I just don't know the history of. What was the comp? I mean, what was the 10 grand a year for the rest of his life? Was that like the military pension? What was that?
No, that's for him killing Hitler himself.
Oh, okay. It's like a reward
Is
they
the
had out on the
idea.
head of Hitler.
Joe Torre Day. He's Joe Torre.
Okay.
He's gonna kill Hitler, and then Roosevelt says it's Joe Torre Day. 10 grand a year for
And
the
10
rest of
grand a
his
year
life.
back then was more money than anybody could think of actually having.
Oh yeah, it's like millions.
Yeah, okay. So I also want to point out, just because this is, we're not, we can only show so many clips without YouTube trying to destroy us. So the imagery in this scene, and we'll post a little clip of it, is very much cramped and just, people on top of people, and they're all men. They're literally in this fucking ship smoking cigarettes. Like one of them's wearing his
Looking
life
at
preserver. Yeah, looking at titty magazines. Like, I will say the technology of the green screenage and everything getting on the boat has aged a bit. However, for that era of HBO, it doesn't look too bad, I don't think.
No, it looks like a movie. I mean,
The problem is people like look at CGI as like there was a very quick advancement. Like in 2000 CGI was shit, and look where we are now 10 years later. Like we're 10 years removed from garbage CGI.
oh, we're 20 years removed from this, I think.
Yeah,
But
so
I get what you're saying.
Like-
I do get what you're saying, and I would say another thing I think is interesting is just to. I don't think they meant it this way, but it's very slave ship esque.
Okay, so I was thinking the same goddamn thing where they're basically just meat being shipped off.
Yeah, they are. Let's fit as many men on this ship as we can.
Yeah.
And get them to where they need to go.
Yeah, this is
And
a transport of an ant colony.
also a thing that I don't know if it's meant to be a point or not, but if you look at their life jackets when they're all standing on the deck and their life jacket says SS Martha, that would be a civilian ship. So I think they're trying to portray them as civilians.
But I mean, these
like,
guys got
they're
their wings
on
and
a-
shit.
I know, but they're on a civilian ship. Like that's how they're being toted across the ocean.
So almost like modern
Because
day.
I guarantee you,
Go on.
yeah, if they were on like a modern day aircraft carrier,
They would
the
be
U-boat
flying
would have sunk
commercial. This is the
Yeah,
equivalency of flying commercial to get to a base.
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense.
that's what it seems like.
So
to
wait,
me.
are
I
they
mean, I'm no
basically
expert,
just
but-
like all cramped in there because they're in the cargo holds area, so the other people who paid for their tickets don't see them? Is this a people cruiser with different classes? Is that the whole thing?
I mean, it might have just been like a regular merchant ship that didn't have any regular people on it. Nobody bought tickets, but they're trying to hide the fact that they are carrying thousands of soldiers across the Atlantic.
Can you imagine that much? I mean, that much testosterone in one fucking close quarters area is no good for anybody.
Yeah, and then they're all talking shit.
Everybody. To each
Being
other
Italian,
about the
mostly. It's so far in this scene, being Italian.
I feel like anytime somebody's talking, they're New Yorker. Like over this guy over here is from Nebraska, but the shit talker is always from I'm from fucking Queens.
Except for Winners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like his character so far. I do appreciate his kind of wit and his smart mouth. Him talking to Ron Perlman earlier about what are you going to do when we get in combat shows a real true concern. And I think maybe that's what the scene earlier on where he's talking to him is also supposed to demonstrate of like Winters is dead serious and Ron and the other guy's not. And that I think seriously concerns Winters.
I agree. I also think that it's the banter between them is funny, obviously. Again, Ron Livingston is doing Office Space.
I do appreciate the banter. I appreciate the banter between the infantry, the officers. It really just all does come together to, as of right now, paint a picture that like David Schwimmer is just not part of the guys.
I do not think he's on the boat.
I don't think so either. But his whole talking, the letter he wrote.
Yeah.
Like, he literally goes from telling them that they're not people, so they're not soldiers, so they don't get mail. So these letters that you write are men, it's like, what a fucking, oof.
Yeah.
Oof. All right, you ready to jump back in?
Yes.
Sexy time.
Armageddon. Congratulations. Get your nose out of my face.
And that's what happens with too much testosterone.
Yeah. Also, here we get the first influences of I don't want to call it racism, it's not. But
well, it's egos. I mean, it's bravado. It's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, also it's the first time you hear Quaker. And actually I do remember from this show, this is the first time I've ever heard Quaker.
Well, they're also at this point questioning even Winters. They think he's too calm and he's too calculated.
Over him being a Quaker, which is Amish without the electricity rule, I believe.
And they like oats.
Yes, Quaker oats. That's a Quaker. Yes,
You like that? It's a good one.
It is. They're kind of. I do like that. That's good. It's kind of old world.
Yeah, I always think of the Quaker oats, man, and it haunts me in my dreams. Ready?
But the point is that he's a religious man, but he definitely ain't no Catholic, as I believe.
I don't know what his denomination is, but he seems like somebody who's just ready for war. Like, I mean, he's put together, and I think that dishevels the other guys a little bit because they're shaking in their boots. You know what I mean?
He also seems older than them.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably in his late mid.
Like 20.
He's probably mid 30s. Although he wouldn't have been drafted.
Yeah.
What was the age limit for drafting, or was there one at all?
There's a weird thing. They for officers, they prefer to get older men and promote them immediately during World War II.
Okay.
Because they were older and had better thinking skills. So,
I mean, he
like
probably is mid 30s then.
I'm thinking late 20s.
You think? Okay.
But these other dudes
maybe
are
it's just because in
20s.
real life at this point he was like 40 or something.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just off-putting.
But Donnie Wahlberg's supposed to be a regular soldier, and he's like fucking 40 at this point.
I got to say, this was actually part of Donnie Wahlberg's entrance into acting. He was in this movie, or this show.
He's really good in this.
He was in a movie called Dreamcatcher with the guy who plays Winters. They were in that movie together. And then from there,
The dude who plays Winters.
Now he's on Blue Bloods.
Donnie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. With High Pitch Eric.
Winters had a show. It was on Showtime.
No, he was everywhere for a while.
Yeah, because he was in that show with that blonde chick with about, like, I think the Afghanistan War, Iraq War, and he was espionage, like he was a spy. God damn, it was really popular. It was actually, that show was the return of the guy from Princess Bride.
I don't know what you're talking about there, but he was everywhere for like 4 years. Like, he was in almost every movie, like...
Well, see, that was the thing, is he was like a big part of the movies, and then when his movie career started to slow a little bit, he ended up doing this TV show, which brought him, I honestly think, into more relevancy than he ever had. Let's see, Damian Lewis is his real name. The Homeland. Homeland was the show he was on that was fucking huge. Like, that was the Sopranos type thing for him.
Also, is he American or is he British? I feel like he's British.
I'm pretty sure he's British.
Yeah.
He looks like a Brit. Real quick, I just want to point out a couple things. First off, Schwimmer is just a fucking moron. Secondly, Simon Pegg is one of the guys that was standing next to him from Shaun of the
Was
Dead.
he? I didn't notice it.
Yeah, it was Simon Pegg. But yeah, it's just I mean, there's not a whole lot in this scene besides the fact that he's so fucking stupid. One of his own men can fool him with a fucking voice trick.
It was a good voice trick, though.
Sure as hell sounds great, but he's really goddamn dumb.
Damn, hold up, Mr. Sober. A fence, sir, God. A barbed wire fence.
Oh, that dog just ain't gonna hunt.
Now you cut that fence and get this goddamn platoon on the move.
Alright, so first off, let's talk about him wearing the bomber jacket. Like a fucking tool. And maybe he's supposed to be wearing that. I don't know, but he looks like a fucking douchebag in it.
I think that's what they meant, but I don't know what they're supposed to do. And very earlier in the episode with the blousing of the pants, that is a strictly paratrooper thing. Except I think everybody in the military does it now.
I don't know, it's just, there's
but
something
back
about
then it was-
seeing him with that fucking jacket on is like, first off, like if you're in, let's say you're in real warfare, I didn't think you really wanted to stand out as the commanding officer.
No, also yelling "Hi ho, Silver."
You've done it now, Yanks. You've captured me.
Yeah. What is this?
You're running into the objective.
What is this? The fucking Alamo?
Yeah, so I don't.
You ready to jump back in?
I don't know. No, it's just interesting that Winters made a plan. It foreshadows the rest of pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, he's a soldier, and Sobel isn't.
Yeah. So as far as the rest of the series goes, Winters is the tits. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, he's the main character for a reason, really.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't show as, I mean, it shows here, but he's not, but he is really one of the main characters. All right, let's jump back in.
Yeah, he is. No, I wanted to bring up two other things while they were shooting guns earlier.
Mhm. I love that scene.
There is nothing cooler than fucking Thompson's and M1 Garand.
Not only Thompson's, but then again being used as the Tommy gun. Like, I mean, how cool.
Well, yeah, but they don't look nearly the same as they do as a Tommy gun.
No. A Thompson is a
completely
thing
different
of
gun.
beauty. So I had a neighbor who fought in the Pacific, and he actually had his Thompson. Like it was all disassembled and shit, but I don't know how but he went home with it and had his Thompson from
They
the
cut
war.
the lowers. Is usually how they do it. They cut the lowers and then they say like, "Oh, the lowers are inoperable," and then
Did they have that in
a
World
good
War
enough
II though?
gunsmith can get them back working.
But
I don't know.
I
In
don't know
World
if
War
they
II,
did.
no, I think they let them because a lot of Vietnam vets came home with AKs and stuff too.
Yeah, their M16s and whatnot.
Yeah, but now I know a lot of dudes come home from Iraq and Afghanistan with AKs,
Mhm.
and they cut the lowers, and then they get them back here and get a gunsmith to weld them back together.
Yeah, but what
and
about
machine
their
them.
service weapon? Like, I'd imagine the government would allow you to purchase.
No,
your
they take them
service-
away.
Really?
It's my understanding. I
Wow.
could be wrong, but they take them away now. They used to let you keep them, like that was your service weapon. That's yours. That's it. It was issued to you. It's yours.
That's a little shitty. Whatever happened to this is my rifle, this is my gun, huh?
Well, yeah,
Ready-
I don't know.
ready to jump
I don't have
back?
an argument with you there, but no, I love that. I don't think they had it there, but that ping from the N1 Garand
Mm-hmm.
fucking makes my dick hard every time.
With the
When
clip
clip
eject?
pops out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was one of the, remember the old Medal of Honor games? That was one of the great
you
things.
couldn't
'cause-
reload the M1.
Well, not without running out of ammo, no.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. It was always a forced reload.
and then I think it would let you reload it, but you'd lose the ammo.
Well, yeah, because I mean, the way they had them, you'd have to jam that fucking little
Yeah,
clip
eight.
in.
8. I think it's 8, but yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was 5 or 6, but I could be wrong. I've been playing a lot of Sniper
some
Elite
reason,
lately. I don't know.
either way.
I don't know which one is which.
Either
anymore.
way, I think it's 8. But yeah, you shove that motherfucker in there, and it ain't coming out till it's popped.
Bing, ding. That was one of my favorite sounds in the World War II shooter games.
Yeah, and that's trash. They didn't even pick that shit up.
No,
they're just like, oh, that's trash.
It's biodegradable.
Biodegradable fucking U.S. steel.
Yep, and lead.
All right.
At this point, all right, let's jump back in.
All right. Real quick, that is definitely Simon Pegg.
Yeah, it for sure is. Yeah, I think he's doing an American accent though.
He's pretty good at it. Not bad.
I like Simon Pegg. I really do. All right, I love that.
You spend your weekends on the base anyway, Dick.
You're
Be a
muted.
man, take the punishment.
45-12.
Borrow your pen, sir.
Okay, watch the next 10 seconds.
All right.
My endorsement, sir.
45-22. I got the gist.
Yeah, this is really the downfall. And, like, Schwimmer is just such a fucking snail. The whole, like, come on, Jim, you're here all the time anyways, just take the punishment. And he's just,
Yeah,
you can see in his face, just please don't appeal. Please don't you appeal. I'm such a, the greatest, this is the greatest karma ever.
Actually, I'll have to say, too, as far as acting goes, this is some of the worst acting I've ever seen. Him trying to sell this, don't fucking do it.
Who,
Don't
Schwimmer?
appeal. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't find his acting, I mean, he is believable.
The way he rolls his eyes and, like, looks around, like, I don't know, it just seems like too much.
It is heavy, but it is believable, I guess, in the character because he's such a snake.
Yeah.
Like, he is such kind of a slimy, you know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm okay with it. But maybe he's just a bad actor. I've never really watched anything with David Schwimmer besides this and Friends.
Never seen anything but this and Friends.
Yeah, I've never
With him in
watched
it. So
any of his movies or anything. Maybe he's just a shit actor.
Movies?
I think he had some. I know he was in Madagascar, the animated movies.
Well, that doesn't count.
I want to say he did some movies, but I probably during the Friends
Not
era.
as a large role.
No, he did direct. So, okay, here's another fun fact. Have you ever seen the movie Run, Fat Boy Run, starring Simon Pegg?
No.
Well, if you have, that movie was in fact directed by David Schwimmer.
Maybe they met there.
Clearly
Band of Brothers.
they met here because they're both in it.
Yeah. There you
All right. Good. But we'd all better be clear of the consequences.
I don't care about the consequences.
John, we could be lined up against a wall and shot.
All right. Remarkable here. This is treason.
Yes.
I mean, whether or not they're justified, this is treason. There's no other way to word it.
Yeah, I mean, but once again, you know, it's I think these guys are looking at it like they either do this or they go to die.
Yeah, because that dude's leading them.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to bring up how serious what they're doing is.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why 40-year-old Donnie Wahlberg told them, you know, we can basically be killed by firing squad. Yeah. No, yeah, it's to that point. I mean, you know, Winters really is the glue clearly that has held Easy Company together.
Yeah.
Right.
Frankly, I can't think of anyone more qualified to command such a school than you are.
Sir?
I'm reassigning you to Chilton Foley.
So yeah. So what we see here. Oh, I still got my video playing. what we see here is essentially this commanding officer understanding that this guy is a problem and the troops do not have his back.
100%. He understands that. But again, this is David Schwimmer, Sobel, failing upwards.
Well, yes and no, right? Because it seems like a promotion because he's wording it like a promotion. I don't think any of those words are true to him. I think he understands he needs to get this guy away from these troops and make sure he does not go on the battlefield.
That might be so. I think that the fact that he wasn't sent out to a battlefield to die, because also I think he would have also led men to their death.
So you're saying failing up as in this by him going to this, it ensures he'll
Staying alive.
survive for now the war.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. You ready
I
to jump?
think that's fair to say.
Yeah, I mean he's lucky.
Good to go.
He's lucky he's getting transferred. Realistically, all right, let's jump in.
We're gambling, Buck. So what? Soldiers do that. I don't deserve a reprimand for it.
What if you'd won?
What?
What if you'd won? Never put yourself in a position where you can take from these men.
Well, when he says the line, "Never put yourself in a position to take from these men."
Yeah.
That's interesting, because once again, we have almost sort of a impurities and corruption all around him. And Winters stays true. Winters is the honorable soldier. And I'm sure I know it comes up later on more and more, and it's really a prevalent theme throughout this show within Winters' character is, I don't remember his character needing a redemption at all in this show. Not that I can think of, but I could be wrong. But he is the soldier's soldier.
Yeah, he's king among men, man among kings.
Yeah, to him, respect, honor, those things are real. Those things are how he lives his life.
Yeah. I don't remember 100%. I think there might be a redemption story there, but
which, yeah, we won't, even if we knew, we won't spoil it, but I don't remember it all, to be honest with you. Let's find out. Let's jump.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah,
also they just throw this guy in there where you don't know who he is.
Well, even the characters that you like Ron Livingston, you still are kind of like, I don't know if this guy's gonna make it. Like, there's a certain, you know, like Winters is like, he's like that kind of that redwood standing tall where everything else starts to, you know, wilt. I appreciate
he's
that.
Definitely the main character.
Yeah, it's Winters' story. It's everybody's story, but it's Winters is the main focus. I feel, at least for now. Let's jump back in.
All right.
I just want to point out how awesome it is that literally the chief of police gives the dude a gun. Go get him, kiddo.
Yeah, it's got to be a small town thing.
Yeah, but I mean, but that also shows you how much the people did have people going to war in the military's back then. Literally, the police chief was like honored to have a young soldier in the war from his small town.
How far where are you at now? Timestamp.
58:15.
Oh, play another 6 seconds.
You did not sign your GI life insurance policy.
From Chief of the
Go on over and see Sergeant Evans at the headquarters, Company 10. Whoa. Boys, don't let your families miss out on $10,000.
Okay, what am I looking for?
I just think it's interesting that nonchalantness of don't let your family miss out on 10 grand. Sign your fucking GI life insurance bill.
Hey, I mean,
that's reality.
Yeah, I mean, these guys knew what they were. Well, okay, so I don't think they knew what they were going into.
Yeah.
But they knew it's war. They knew it's nasty.
You could die. Don't let your parents miss out on fucking 10 grand.
Yeah, they know it's war and it's serious enough of basically, like, if you're gonna die, do some good and give your families the money. Goddamn, once again, 40-year-old Donnie Wahlberg making my life better. I like Donnie Wahlberg. He lives in St. Charles, Illinois. I kind of want to go stalk him.
Does he?
Yeah, with Jenny McCarthy.
Sick.
Let's get back into it.
So we're kind of back to.
Yeah, we're right back in the beginning. We just saw their story of how they got to the theater, which once again we were talking about. Like, you can understand why these dudes are jonesed up and ready to go. They literally get a letter saying tonight's the night, and then their commanding officer screaming, "No, not tonight."
Soldiers of the regiment. Tonight is the night.
The interesting point of this is, like, yeah, we talked about
Today, as you read this, you are
Like,
en
yeah, I
route
agree
to
with
the
you.
great adventure
But,
for which you have
with the
trained for over
naval
2 years.
ships that were involved on
That's why they gave us ice cream.
What do they do? Like, that's what I'm thinking about.
They're
Like,
they're just sitting out
like,
there, out in sea, out of range of fire.
Yeah,
coast
do
is
they
out
just
there with
sit out
rain
there?
and
Like,
fog.
do they just
No
do they turn around? Do
jump
they
tonight.
like, what's the deal? Like, and then you think about, like, because these are paratroopers. You think about the dudes on amphibian landing craft and stuff. Like, what are they doing? Like,
Well, I
what
mean, I would assume right now there isn't the, like
they were deployed off of ships, bigger ships.
Yeah,
into the sea.
I'd imagine
But-
they retract back to the ship, but like that's the thing is the invasion hasn't happened of Normandy yet. So like I'd have to. I mean, you're right. Everything's on hold. It's kind of like, all right,
But are
guys,
they-
another night.
I'm just thinking of, like, the scale of it. Like, they have to do these, like, destroyers and battleships, like, literally have to turn around to, like, not hit radar and then, like,
Probably.
fucking wait, like,
or go
and then,
far
like,
enough out.
and, like, anchor, and then, like, okay, maybe tomorrow morning, like, let's try it, and then, like, they get full speed ahead, and then they're like, no, not today either, like, fucking back it off.
Well, I mean, the other thing is like even the battle carriers only went so far, and then they were taking on all the amphibian boat things where the soldiers were actually brought in. The main ships didn't come in until they took the beach. Those things hung out until after.
I'm talking about the ones that were for shelling and stuff too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd imagine. Yeah, they draw
They-
back out to a certain distance.
Yeah, because they don't want to be on the horizon. Because on D-Day, they were on the horizon. Like, the Germans could see them. They couldn't reach them, but they could see them.
Well, you also never know if there's a U-boat in the water.
Right.
All right. I'm at a minute 3 or an hour 3. Where are you at? You're muted.
I'm in an hour 2:47.
Okay, so you've seen where they're looking dead into the camera with all their grease paint on and everything. Has that come up yet?
Yeah.
I don't know how I don't like that shot because they're not showing them being filmed, yet every character is looking dead into the camera, and I really don't like that. Like, just this idea of like it's a weird fourth wall break right there that I don't know was intentional or what.
I'm not a big movie guy, so it doesn't bug me. But I hear your complaint.
And it's been registered in the archive.
I think it might just show for, I don't know,
Well, it's an artistic decision, right? Because you did like the Vietnam era when they filmed that was a known shot, wasn't it? Where going by the soldiers, they're all staring right into the fucking. So it's an artistic thing for that purpose, but I just don't like it. So
they did also do that in World War II, but it was like these weird cameras that are like you can
Yeah.
hear the camera operating. and
Yeah,
it's a
well,
weird
they're
fucking
also
thing. So,
spinning it like,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's the whole thing is like because that there isn't somebody doing that right now. That shot is a little weird to me. I think it's a little you're unintentionally breaking a fourth wall there.
So if they just had a dude like spitting the camera, you'd be like, "Oh, cool."
Well, you have a guy that actually looks like he's filming them, and then when you do those shots, you do it with the film grain and the bouncy image like it would have
Yeah.
been. Because here it's just you're choosing it as an artistic shot, but once again with every main character, every character in the shot looking directly into the camera, as if they know it's just not a good choice. I don't think if you're not using the full old camera look and the guy.
I hear your point. I'm actually going to say that I like it because it shows how stoic they are. They know what they're doing. They
Yeah.
know what they're going into, and they're still choosing to. Like none of those faces look panicked.
Yeah, no, I agree on that end. I just wish they wouldn't have had them look into the fucking camera.
You'd rather it be like a candid shot, like
Yeah,
they're
I'd
checking their packs or they're like
Well-
checking a gun,
well,
like something else.
Even if they're just standing there still looking stoic, have the camera move around a little bit, having it dead on their faces and them looking into the camera. If your
Yeah.
intention is not to show them looking at a specific object, which is the viewer behind the camera lens, then you break a weird fourth wall because what are they looking into? Like artistically, it's supposed to be, oh, they're looking into my eyes and I'm seeing their, but when it comes out on paper and on film, it's very much like, what the fuck? Why are they looking dead on into the fucking camera if there's nothing there to be looking dead on into? Theoretically.
I get your point. I guess they got me. I'm the dumb guy watching the show.
No, I understand why they do it, and it's a cool shot. It's just, it is a weird little unintentional, I think, fourth wall breaking.
Okay.
But we can go, let's go back in.
Yeah, we got like 10 minutes left.
Yep. I find it interesting right here where he says, "Let's get this over with." Like they're looking at this like this is going to be a simple op. It's none of these guys anticipated them from the moment they land until the end of the war being fucking chaos, and that's basically what it was.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to jump back in? Sorry.
No, just interesting thoughts. Like, yeah, don't be sorry for me. Be sorry for my mom. Typical Italian.
Yeah.
Whatever, tough guy.
Yeah, the whole like, let's just go get this done. It's like, brother,
Yeah.
you don't have a day's worth of work ahead of you. you got a couple years, or you got a year.
But I don't know if does he mean like let's get this over with? Like, so the way dude answers, for some reason that dude reminds me of Chris Kattan. He's not Chris Kattan, but
He's not, no.
the dude he's talking to is like, no, but he reminds me of him for some reason. So that's how we're gonna refer to him.
Okay.
And he's, for right now at least, and he's like, "Hey, I'll see you over there, right?" And I think he turns around and is like, "Yeah, we'll see."
Yeah, he has that look like, nah. I don't know.
Yeah, like I don't care anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be easy to find out your brother was killed in combat.
No, but I just think like there's more to it than you're seeing. Like he's just like, "Let's get this over with," and he's like, "Let's get this over with." Like I want to die too.
Okay.
Like
Maybe.
that's kind of what I took from it. Like,
well, unfortunately, like we're going to continue here in a second, but the second episode is D-Day, which I'm really looking forward to.
that's probably going to be even longer.
No, that one's
For
only
us.
it's only 58 minutes, but yeah, there's gonna be a lot of
For
talking.
us.
With that said, let's jump back in. I mean, what can I say? First off, just speaking from a pure entertainment television perspective, what a fucking first episode as far as build up into D-Day. Amazing last shot of all the planes and just dozens of these
There's
fucking
boats
guys.
in the water too.
Yeah.
Are you not sucked in?
I'm all in. It's such an amazing final shot, and then that little weird smile that he gives.
Yeah, clearly CGI, but it's fun.
Oh, and you know what though? It's okay. I'm not poking at that. My sort of thing, like for me, it annoys me like when they were filming the planes take off. Some of the angles they chose to film that annoyed me, but the CG, no, I think that final shot's amazing.
The way they chose to shoot those planes taking off, I think they got like the same shot of a plane taking off like 4 times.
I feel like they were just trying to get the pilot, and every time it was just blurry and fucking messy.
But interesting to me with the planes is those are nowhere near the size of the planes we're used to seeing. Like those are tiny fucking planes.
Yeah.
By today's standards.
Yeah, and they're rickety as fuck. It's basically you're driving a flying fucking wagon.
I like that they're squeaking.
Yeah.
And like,
well, all of the soldiers in the plane at that moment, reality set in too. There was a certain like, oh fuck, we're going to war. Like the moment that the engines fired up on that fucking thing, everybody in it immediate reality check.
Yep, this is it. We're going. There's no getting off unless we're jumping into Normandy.
Yep. The only way you're getting off this plane is by jumping out of it. Over hostile territory.
Yep.
All right. Well, any final thoughts for this episode?
No, just good starter. Memorial Day.
Yeah, next week is the anniversary of D-Day, and we'll have that episode, which is the next episode is D-Day. We'll have that episode on D-Day as well.
We'll be out.
Please check it out, and hope you guys enjoy. And let's just like we said earlier, try to remember what Memorial Day is actually about. It's about preserving the memories of the fallen.
And just think about that while you're barbecuing and drinking beer and going to the pool and having fun. And
or if you're watching this late at night and you've already had a wonderful day, be thankful for the people that sacrificed so you could do that.
During World War II and or other wars too.
Not Grenada.
Yeah, not Grenada. We could have made our own fucking allspice.
Fucking most useless conflict ever. All right, everybody. We will see you next week. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
And also check out In Nothing We Trust on Spotify. Soon we'll be on YouTube.
That's what I was gonna try to plug until you brought up wars. Yes, please. In Nothing We Trust on YouTube and Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. In Nothing We Trust. We get a little more political. We have fun. I hate cops, but I'm right wing somehow. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, not on this show. In Nothing We Trust. Tune in. We talk about a wild range of stuff on there. Everybody, thank you for watching. I am Matt. I'm with Victor once again. Have a wonderful evening.
What?
What?
Yes, goodbye.